busted at this point in time, but you hit 2 items at the same time, they're the same items. So you're kind of feeling all right, especially if you can get an accelerated situation in that lane. And Karma Ezreal can actually stand up. Well, in a bit of trouble here. Still aiming, offering a lot of damage back, and Jiu doesn't have a lot of the blue stuff to try and fight this one. Aiming continuously, getting these Inspire shields as Gideon looking for an angle towards Showmaker. The flash does come on through with the backflip landed! And it's first blood over to Gideon! Valkyrie out, so that's a lot of mana that he's forced to use. Does have his tier now put together, but Aiming has a cheeky extra longsword, and you can see the Ezreal feeling pretty good as a result of all of this movement. Level 6 now gained for Calix, and he's beginning that all in. Finds the backflip, and there it is! The perfect execution comes down, but it's a 1-for-1 in the end.
But it's just the trading has been non-stop in this game so far. Speaking of which...
Yeah, there's the public execution now as Kingen doing a fair bit of work towards Jiu. We have a Pantheon coming down as well, so Jiu knows that he's dead. And he's just going to try and wander his way out. Flash, oh my god, that was so cute! I don't think it's going to work, but man, that was cute. He bought so much time. Look at all that time that he bought with that flash. Don't tell me what the hindsight would say. Okay, buddy.
Yeah, I'm not going to be there in time. Here's the solo kill, and I'm going to be honest, for Dplus, getting the counter kill from Lucid is about as good as you can hope from the situation, but this is seeing the impact. The level 6 hit first, the no flash from Showmaker, and Calix plays it perfectly, hits everything.
Yeah.
But the fact Lucid was there, I think you can't really ask for more given the situation.
On the line, right? Like he's a wave behind his jungler, theoretically, as far as those numbers are concerned. Yeah. And that is not necessarily what you want to see, as Lahen's going to try and be a bit sneaky here. Count your minions, ladies and gentlemen, and the answer is they don't need to because they're not there. Grub's going to be taken here by DK. No one having a look at the dragon just yet. Chemtech still just hanging around, been there for almost 4 minutes. Another public execution coming on down here as we're kind of getting sick of those, as the Equalizer just says, well, no.
Nearby, but I think it was a good read from Shiwu. Just hold the wave. Dragon's gone anyway. Chemtech Dragon being the first one, pretty valuable for Nongshim, given that it means they're not getting a Chemtech Soul. But I think Dplus pretty happy with the trade.
A whole lot that Nongshim can do about it. And Lucid going to take his opportunity to head over and grab this dragon as well, catching them on a reset. Gideon going to be moving towards the top side to see whether or not he can maybe put pressure on this Herald. The crab is there, but he decides instead he is once again going to try and kill this Rumble. The Equalizer gets a lot of value, but unfortunately not quite enough, as the redemption came through exceedingly late.
Yeah, and this does go down pretty quick, so I think they should be able to get this and get out.
Yeah, they're going to do a lot of damage, yeah. Beryl is just caught napping. They did just have vision.
Yeah.
He did know.
I don't think Beryl got the memo.
What? No, he did get the memo. On Kingen, and 2-0-2 here for the Pantheon, who is in a very good spot. And now going to get a crash onto this outer turret in the mid lane. That is going to go down very, very low as Calix is moving over. Gideon goes in, but there's the public execution. Pop Blossom connects on everyone, and down goes Aiming. The Equalizer is in. It's a lot of AoE, as now Shiu looking for Jiu on the side, and the Cataclysm's going to lock him up. Now Lucid trying to get himself out of there. Shiu is just a monster, and he burns King into the ground. That one felt personal, ladies and gentlemen, as DK fight back.
DK with a huge fight turnaround. Calix going to try and defend here.
Yep, spooky fog on the ground. And is going to be able to just clear out the wave. Very nicely done. So they're not going to be able to take a turret.
You know?
Yeah. Why are you fighting? Well, Kingen going to face check here, as he's not necessarily one to be too worried about the job. And however, Beryl is going to put him on a leash. And even with all the shields, he's still going to go down. Gideon going to be put into the Cataclysm as well. And one after the other, Nongshim are falling apart.
And this is kind of what happens when Nongshim don't get that clean engage. 2 members just caught out by Dplus.
Calix is doing some good farming in the top lane, though.
He is, but not there for the fight, not coordinating. A second dragon picked up for Dplus, and that building up a bit of Goldie. They should just be able to take the Arakan here as well.
Oh man, that's feats of strength first up, and then the Arakan to follow immediately afterwards.
For a game that was so close, now it feels like they're just consolidating all these advantages. And suddenly it's a big swing in favor of Dplus.
The insane thing is that Shiu has a gold lead.
There's a tower right there.
And the Arakan is now gone, and there's a tower, and they're teleporting it. Well, the Hens was on the flank. but he's not anymore. Pop Blossom is going to connect onto Lucid. Let's see whether that is going to be able to do anything, and the answer is no, as aiming kind of a one-man wrecking crew right now as King in behind the turret, but that was desperation, and I don't know what they were trying to achieve.
I think if the tower was down, I could see that being like, let's get them on the exit, finish them off.
In this side lane, he's not even worried about the Akali assassinating him because he's got an arm guard, so much health, and isn't too worried. Even aiming's health bar is looking kind of intimidating here, but still has yet to finish off his third item. He's going to be wandering towards Gio and Lehens here for now. Through shot barrage. That's a lot of damage, and now Lucid thinks that it's possibly his opportunity. And this is just the turret going down. 3 grubs going to make sure that is going to happen as Xiu, he got the memo. He was standing so far back, but still the public execution going to come on through. Gideon takes a lot of damage as Xiu didn't have an arm guard. He's not dead! And Showmaker's able to turn up, and the barrel redemption!
Damage.
That's a lot. Jude just going to have to walk away. This inner turret now under fire, and this game it just feels over. The tempo vibe's overwhelming here on the DK side.
Absolutely are.
I think I'm okay with locking it in.
I think Vindication is the one for me, but their dragon fight being set up. Calyx being zoned out a bit here.
Lehens is a lonely minion.
What's that minion doing there?
Well, getting some wards down by the looks of things as Gio. Oh man. True shot barrage going to be avoided there, but the Valkyrie is going to be used. Beryl going to take the Akali for a walk as aiming now going to find him. My god, the damage. He goes golden as Lehens feels like he may have found the angle. We'll see whether he has as Calyx goes into the Shroud. Perfect execution to take down aiming as Calyx gets back to the Shroud and then just gets unceremoniously burnt to death by Shio on the drive-by. Beryl also somehow surviving, and you know things are going wrong when Beryl is unable to die in a fight. As now Kingen trying to dash his way out. That's a decent stun though, as the equalizer comes through, but not really doing too much. As Shio gonna have to flash to get out of the way of Kingen, and Showmaker, the raid boss himself, is going to show up, and Shio does not stand a chance. And at this point, they're just kind of making fools of them.
I think Nongshim played that fight so wrong. I think they had such a rough read on what to do because I think it was honestly winnable. Showmaker just stood in the middle.
On the other side for DK, you know, understanding, oh, I'm the target now, get me the heck out of there, you know? As now DK looking for another engage angle as Lehens is going to find the Pop Blossom, but the Cataclysm going to hold him in place. And aiming does get assassinated once again. And Xiu trying to do what he can as well on the other side. Nongshim actually finding a lot of power here as Lucid and Showmaker, the sort of last bastion of hope on the DK side. And fortunately for DK, that is going to be enough for them to still take control. However, Lucid now looking for that angle, finds an equalizer from downtown. Gio has one of his own. He gets to throw out, and that is going to get them to safety. DK still on the prowl, though, looking for an opportunity as Beryl going to take Lehens for a walk. Does get the snare, and now aiming, able to follow up really nicely still. Lucid goes way too far forward.
Oh, the Akali's on the flank.
Yeah, 20 minutes into the game, in a game that had a whole bunch of kills. This time, 100% kill contribution on this Akali.
Oh, they got him!
As I say it, he is going to get picked off. Does go into stasis here, but I don't think he's getting out. There it is. It's Gideon that locks down the kill and may have stopped the Baron.
The shockwave has come in, they have to back off, but I'm not sure we're going to get time to watch all this because the teams are setting up now for the Dragon.
Yep, Lehens looking for a Pop Blossom. Arcane Shift does get aiming out of dodge, but Beryl is still going to be dead. Cataclysm comes through though, and aiming is free hitting. Even the mystic shots in the Shroud are landing as aiming full health still. And Nongshim gonna have to try and limp their way out. Has also teleported his way towards his bottom side, but this Ocean Soul, it's going down very, very low. Kingen trying to deal with aiming, but he's just not able to. They've got vision. Public execution just to get him out of the way of the Ezreal. As one lone Ocean Dragon is going to be picked up. Xiu goes golden as well. As the Shockwave doesn't do too much. Still Gideon taking so much damage. Aiming and Showmaker both still alive. Xiu not so much. And down they all go. Calyx is still there. Lehens has indeed respawned. But I just don't know whether Calyx can be the kind of hero they need right now. He's going to need to do something absolutely unbelievable. Disappearing is normally pretty cool.
A second Dragon, not really that meaningful. They deny the soul, not a big boon for them, and Dplus will be able to pick up the Purple Worm and be able to get a big gold advantage, and now going to be able to lock to Siege.
And this is something that Dplus were never really good at. Like, prioritizing as a team.
They really need to find an angle to engage to stop their structures just being destroyed.
Yeah, just melting. Geo has made it to 4 items somehow. As Lucid, that's a cataclysm. Lehens is just dead. All right, that's what you do, I guess, when you finish the Rabadon's death cap on your Orianna. You just throw your Jarvan at him.
Yeah, and Lehens had flash. Wanted to save it. Didn't want to have to burn that powerful engage tool defensively.
Well, public execution coming on down here, but Kingen spends some time in the sky and regrets his decision. Calyx looking for an opportunity, though. As Showmaker, he is not afraid. This time going golden at the right time, and this time his team is there to defend. He will go down, but he'll take that for a Nexus trade any day of the week. As DK, it was a long one. It was a slog, but they're still able to take game number 1 in this best of 5 series up against Nongshim. Calyx, pretty heroic in this game, I have to say, but it wasn't, unfortunately, enough.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.